You probably do notice that we do repeat a base structure in all our files here. And of course, it's a bit annoying that we manually have to do that. For example, this base setup and also the import of main CSS, as well as the header, is part of every single page. And therefore, it's a bit cumbersome if we manually have to repeat this setup or this import all the time. So what can we do regarding that? We can create a so-called layout. For this, I'll create a new subfolder in views, which I'll name layouts, in case we might have multiple ones, and I'll add a main layout.pug file. Now I'll take my add or my shop pug file, or maybe the 404, which is the most minimal one, and copy that file content into main layout. Now, of course, we got some elements here which are dynamic now, which depend on the page I want to use. And the question is, how can we reuse this skeleton anyways? Well, we can extend this layout from inside our other pug views. And we can actually define some placeholders, some hooks in this layout, where other views can then enter their content. For example, here, in the links, we got a base layout which looks like this, but in other views that should extend this layout, they might use this layout and add more links in this place. We can define such a hook by adding the block keyword, which Pug understands, and then defining any name of our choice. Styles, for example. Now we will be able to add more styles from inside other files here, and I will show you how to add this in a second. I also want to remove that active link here, by the way, also in the 404 Pug file, because I have no assumption about what's active. And I will show you how to dynamically set this in a second too. Now the content below the header also is dynamic. And here I again will reserve a block, so a hook, which I'll name content. And the name again is up to you. So now we got this basic layout with two hooks we can dynamically enter content into from inside our other files. Now let's start with the 404 Pug page here. There, I will just copy that content that matters to me and remove the entire rest. And we can now extend the layout by adding the extends keyword, which Pug understands. And now we just need to point at the layout. For that, we have the layouts folder, and we want to use the main layout file in there. We have to add .pug here too. So now we're telling Pug that we want to extend this. And now we just have to tell it what to render in that content and maybe also in that styles hook we defined. For styles, I don't need any special setting here, but for the content block, I want to enter my own custom content. And I do this by again typing block, content, but now since I extend the layout, this will not define a hook, but actually allow me to add content in that layout. And then indented here, I define what should be injected into the content block in the layout, so in this place. With that, if I save that, and I enter some random path which doesn't exist, I still get page not found, but now behind the scenes, this actually uses my layout. And we can of course do the same on the other pages, like add product. There, let's also, for now, keep the other content so that we can copy and paste content over into our new layout. So we extend the main layout, pointing at the layout file. And here I will add something to the content, but also into my styles block. And we do that by, well, simply typing block styles here, and then indented, we add what we want to add. And these are these two lines, because these are the two style imports which are not part of the default layout. So let's add them here in the styles block. And then we have the other block, the content block, this one, where I want to enter my own content. So for that, I will copy the entire part in the main section here, or the entire main section actually, like this, cut it, and move it over and replace this h1 tag here. And make sure the indentation is correct. And now we can remove the entire rest here. And we should now have a file that does extend our layout, and therefore still looks the way it looked before, but now it uses this way more concise approach, which also ensures that if we ever change something to the layout, we don't have to change it in all the files, but only in that main layout file, and the other files, since they're extended, will automatically get it. So let's save this. Let's go to add product, and this looks good. Styling is good, so all these styles are imported, as you can see, and it looks like before, almost. We got this active class missing. We don't see that the add product link is the active one. And that makes sense because in the main layout, we make no assumption what is active. So the question is, how can we dynamically set this?